This screencast is going to be on the long side because it's the heart of your project and what you're going to be doing the most. Before we jump into that, a few more options on this introduction screen. You can change your path color for your overall tour. Remember on the example how it showed the yellow lines going from place to place. The way I have it set now would be blue, just a personal preference. And in advanced options, you can decide whether you want to include the road names or not. That can get kind of cluttered, but again, it might make sense for your Taste of America tour. It'll be up to you, maybe up to Mrs. Gummer. So let's dive into adding a location. You can see right here, it's telling you what to do. And Google, always look for the blue button. That's almost always your next step. So for my example, I'm kind of already there because I was playing with it, but I want to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I want to make sure I'm going to type it in and it's suggesting this one in Cleveland. Yep, I'm going to add that to my tour. Like I said, blue button. And I'm going to show you all the options here. Now that it's in my tour, I can take this place marker if I didn't like exactly where it landed and move it. It landed in a pretty good spot, so I'll just kind of go put it back. But just showing you that's an option. Up here also, it picks a name for you, which this is perfect. It picked great. But if I wanted to add more or slightly adjust it, I could add details, take away. What I get the choice of what to name it is the main idea. Here's where I get to add all those photos and videos. In my introduction, I only got to add one. But for locations, I can add to 25 photos and videos. We get the same kind of menu up here. Where do you want to get your photos from? I went to the more option for search for images and search Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've previewed this picture of the guitars out front. It was like an art installation, pretty cool. If there's any other ones, this is an inside shot. Always make sure whatever you're adding, you've kind of researched and you understand and you know what you're putting in there. Same with YouTube videos. I find it best to preview YouTube videos in a new separate tab and then go back and plug in the URL, the web address for that. But I have one of two photos now. People will be able to click through those. They look really small now, and I'm working on a small screen and I'm editing, so that's why they look really small. They'll look bigger when people view them. And especially if you bump it out to Google Earth like I showed you, it'll look even better. This date section, in my opinion, doesn't belong in your Taste of America. You can skip this part. But imagine if you were building a tour on the Revolutionary War battles. It would be cool to have the dates included that the battle was fought. Moving on down, this should look familiar. Our text area where you can add in websites, bold, italicized, underline. I'll repeat, I suggest you have a Google Doc going to the side with all of your locations, all of your text, and so you're just copying and pasting and put it in there. It's going to be a much better experience for you. You can change your icon. It defaults to this red, but you could change it to blue. You could change it to any of these. Change it to something that makes sense, though. I could do a flag here. That'd be fine. Arguably, I could do this video camera. It might make a little sense, maybe not. Things that wouldn't make sense would be this swimming guy or the hospital sign. You just want to make sure your markers make sense, but you can choose the kind of marker you want to have. Let's see here. What else did I want to show you? Oh, the person who I adapted this presentation from had a really cool trick. I hopped over here to a Google Doc where I could type what I want to say about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I have a really simple sentence here. Make sure you beef up your sentences. It says the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is located near water. I inserted an image here into my doc. I kind of resized it. If you guys need help with that, please come see me. But anyway, what's cool is if I highlight all of this, either by clicking and dragging or, and I don't know if you guys know, Control A highlights everything, and copy it and come back to my tour, whoops, wrong one, and paste it where I was working. Now that image is embedded down below. And if you're like, but I have images up here, I see what you're saying. It's just a cool option. And here is where he did an image like that in his tour. So he chose not to do those top images, but had his image embedded in the text part. And it looks even more amazing when you do it that way in Google Earth. And you may want to do some stops with the pictures in the text and some with the pictures above the text. It's just all these choices you guys get to choose from. You're really building a complete experience and a complete tour. The last thing I need to show you here is about the view. They always start you at about this type of aerial view. You can back it out more if you want to show off how close this is to the water, or you could bring in your viewers closer to see the structure, or you can even drop your pegmen off to anywhere that's blue so they can get a view from the road. I'm going to exit street view for now. But the whole point is you get to choose where your tour, where they get to see this for the first time. I'm kind of liking this view here to have them come first. I can lock that view. Yet, if I take them to Cedar Point next, Cedar Point actually has a street view within the park. Maybe I'll choose them to start within the park there. They always get the option of zooming in and out in your tour, but you get to choose where they start. All right, that was a lot, but like I said, that was the heart of your project. Let's quickly before yep, we're good.